Hi students, in this video lecture I want to talk about how a simple programming that can be created in VBA function of Excel. Okay, in the previous video lecture we have discussed about how a linear and a non-linear equation can be solved using the goal tree, and the same thing also we have plotted in the graph under the scatter. In this video lecture I will discuss how we can write a user-defined function within the Excel using VBA of Excel. For that, open Excel. Under Excel, by default, we may not have the developer tab. For that, click on File, click on Options, click on Customize Ribbon, and you can check developer option. Therefore, that will display on the tab. The moment it is displayed, you can click on Developer and click on Visual Basic. Then a new window will be opening. Under that, go to Insert and open Module. Now I want to just demo a simple coding that is to display some name. Okay, I want to execute this code. Okay, this sub. Okay, I'm creating subroutine. The moment I am going to give sub space, then what should be the name of the subroutine? Let me give hello. Hello. The moment you give enter, automatically another line will be opened to end the subroutine. Okay. Within that, I want to display some name. For that, we have to write a command msg box. Double quotation, hi. Okay, and the moment you return, we can click on the play button or F5, run. So that will display hi in the Excel. And something I want to discuss here, my VBA is not a case sensitive, and if you're going to write small m box, that function will run. Okay, now suppose I want to give that tab. Yeah, click on OK. Yeah, so I can give, I want to format it, and still my code will run. Yeah, so it is not a case sensitivity, and also you won't consider space or tab within a model. Okay, then now I want to create another one. Insert model. Now I want to declare a variable a and b, then I have to add both the terms. Okay, for that, to save time, again I have to start with subroutine. So I'm just copy pasting the code to save the time, then I will give the explanation about each and everything. Okay, a new model is created, and the moment I'm going to give, okay, you can notice that the name is renamed as odd numbers. Okay, now I want to do some function that is adding two numbers. Again, start with sub space followed by a name of the function you want or subroutine you want. Okay, then first thing I will declare the dimensions. Okay, for the dim, and I want to name the of the variable num1, okay, as integer. Similarly, I can give different property for the numbers or character according to our need. Okay, similarly, I want to declare another name, another dimensions, number 2 as integer. Then another variable dim space sum as integer. So I declared 3 numbers here, followed by I given with a single quote. Okay, get user input. Okay, this whenever I'm writing this single quote followed by whatever string or whatever numbers, that will not be considered as a comment in the VBA. Okay, you can write whatever thing you want, that will not be considered as an error. Okay, and that will not considered as a code line. Okay, then next line, the previously I defined num1, num2 are the two integers. Okay, I defined as here. Now num1 equal to get it from the user, a code called input box equal to input box, open a parenthesis and type enter the first number. It tells the user enter the first number. Then again next code, I want to receive the another number from the user, num2, which is already declared here, equal to input box, open a bracket, enter the second number within a string. Okay, and again next thing, I want to calculate num1, num2. Okay, sum equal to num1 plus num2. So what I'm doing is I'm adding two integers here. Then once I added, I want to throw the value to the user. I want to display that as we done it in the previous task. Again, to display whatever thing, message box. Okay, I'm just leaving it as with some error. Let us go through that error. Okay, message box, again code, the sum of the numbers is, okay, followed by single quote and the sum. Okay, the moment I'm going to run the code, okay, I'm going to run the code, it will show the error, syntax error, and it will show you where I made a mistake. So it shows I made a mistake here. The mistake is I should not use a single quote to display a string. Okay, I need to use a double quote. And here also I have to change single quote. And here also I have to display. Okay, then here also I have to use double quote. Okay, followed by and means I'm adding to a string. This is a string that will be displayed the moment I'm going to run this module, and means I'm connecting a number. This sum is the integer. Okay, now I'm going to run it again. I'm just saving the file. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to run it again. Run. You can check here. It asks the user enter the first number as what we have given in our workbook. Okay, enter the first number. Okay, and the moment I'm going to give the number, that value will be stored for the num1. Let me give 5. Click OK. Then it demands second number. Okay, let me give 8. Then click on OK. Then that will throw the value. The sum of the numbers is same as what we have given in our subroutine. And here and is not displayed. That means and is connecting a string and a variable or number. Okay, so 13. Okay, now let me do it another function, another module. Again, insert module, go to our manual. Now I want to display, I want to write a simple for loop for that. Okay, for that let me copy paste here again. Yeah, I started with subroutine, that is sub space display numbers. Display number is the name of the model which I am creating now. Okay, then at starting I am declaring dim dimensions of the I as an integer. Okay, and next I am writing the for loop. For loop must contain this value and this value. Okay, suppose I want to add a step. Okay, what I can do is step. If you want to give the space, you can give the space 1. Okay, and let me run the code before executing entire code. Okay, and yeah, 1. Okay, 2. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it displays, the purpose is the for loop start from I equal to 1 to 10, the step size of 1, and within the for loop I have given message box, double quote, number, again double quote, and I am connecting a string and a variable I. Then followed by next. Then I am again moving to the my for loop. Next will be I equal to 2. Suppose I want to go with the step size of 2, and let me run the code again. 1. Now what is expected? I given step size is a 2. Okay, we'll go to the 3. Now 5, 7, 9. That's all. Yeah. And suppose we are not giving step 1, by default the VBA will consider step size as a 1. Okay, again let me run it again. Run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah. Now, so the for loop must contain from where I have to start or where to end. Okay, then followed by whatever command I want to repeat it again and again. So what is repeated here? The display of these numbers is repeated. Is what this step is repeated for 10 times. Then followed by next. That will instruct VBA go to the next step till the last step of 10. Okay, that is simple for loop. Okay, now next procedure. Let me go back to that. My experiment number 2. Okay, now assigning macro to buttons. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll do simple trick in the Excel, assigning macros. Okay, for that what I can do is insert. Okay, sorry, under the developer, go to the insert and select button. The moment you select a button, that will ask you to draw a cell. Okay, now I selected. The moment I selected, okay, I need to select this number as add numbers. Okay, now you can check here. If you take the cursor near to that, that will change into the I will show a hand symbol, or the cursor will show like to select option. Okay, click on it, double click on it, that will show the function add number function 2. Let me give 5, 6. It will display 11. Okay, similarly I can add another macro. Go to the insert, select button, whatever thing you want. Okay, then now I want to go for the display numbers model. Select that, click on OK. Now if you want to click, okay, 1, 2, like that, we can give the macro buttons. By giving the macro buttons, we are enabling a click to run entire function. Every time we no need to go back to the Visual Basic to run the model. Okay, so we can give to the user that just click on this button, and from the user we can ask whatever input as we done it. Add number, give the first number, give the second number. Okay, click OK. Okay, and suppose we want to rename it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. You can rename it as edit text and display whatever thing you want, or add number. Add. Okay, so that you can give the numbers, and again you can run the program. Yeah, good. Now let us go to another exercise as per our manual. So part C is completed now. Now let me talk about a chemical engineering application. Okay, engineering application. The school we have studied heat capacity and what is the heat capacity, all those things studied. Now let me have some simple engineering application where suppose let me talk about I have the water. Water is heated from 20 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius. Okay, now I want to know what is the amount of heat is given to the system to heat from 20 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius. Let me consider I'm going to take a bath where my water temperature is 27 degrees Celsius and I want to heat it till 60 degrees Celsius. What should be the heat should be given to heat it? Okay, for that simple calculation we have to do is that Q can be calculated by what is the mass of the water, the specific heat Cp, multiplied by the temperature difference 60 minus 27. Now I want to create a function in VBA so that the user can give only the values of whether if you want to talk about the specific fluid, they can give a mass Cp and what is the initial temperature T1 and initial temperature T1, it is T1 and my final temperature T2. I want to create this mathematical function in the VBA. Let us do it now. Again, go to our manual. So to save the time, I'm just copy pasting the entire code. So it is a simple engineering problem. I'm copying that code, but in the lab you have to type it manually. In the lab, what is expected is the different kind of problem will be given. How to think and how to solve the problem. Sometimes I may ask you to find what is the momentum, what is the force, like that. We'll provide the formulas, then you have to apply your knowledge to solve the problem using VBA. Go to the Excel. Again, go to the insert, module, type 1 by 1. Similarly, what we have done previously, subroutine, heat transfer. I'm declaring my mass as a double. Okay, double. And my Cp as the double, my temperature in as a double, my temperature out as the double, and Q as the double. Okay. After declaring that, the same thing what we have done is we need to get input from the user. So this line will not be considered as a command. Okay. So whenever I'm giving single code, that line will not be considered as a command. That line will not be executed further while running the program. Now I'm getting the input from the user, input, open a bracket, double quote, close the bracket. Again, I'm getting Cp value, again same command is given, input box. I'm getting input, I'm asking the user to give the values. Again, enter the specific heat capacity in kilojoules per kg degree Celsius. Again, I'm asking the inlet temperature of using same command. What should be the inlet temperature? That should be in degree Celsius. Then outlet what should be the outlet temperature? Enter the outlet temperature degree Celsius. Then after getting the input from the user, I'm again for the user to understand, I just given the command thing here. Calculate the heat transfer. Q equal to M Cp star T out minus T in. The star symbol indicate that it is a multiplication arithmetic operation I'm doing here. Okay. Then after getting the value from user, that will calculate Q value. Then I want to display what should be the heat you have to give to the water to heat from the given temperature to the outlet temperature. Again, to display the value, what generally we do is message box space double quote the heat transfer rate or Q is double quote, and I'm adding these value. Again, I want to add another string as a unit. Again, I'm giving this, look at here, followed by double quote. This will be considered as a string whenever I'm not giving a string. Okay, let me run the code again. You can just look at here. If I'm going to give double quote here, let me run it again. Run it again, and you can check the it asks about the mass flow rate. Okay, and phi and specific heat asks what is the specific heat. Water we know that 4.18. Okay, let me give 4.18 and enter the inlet temperature. Let me consider 25 and outlet temperature is 60. I want to take bath at the temperature of 60 degrees Celsius. What should be heat given to me? are given to the water. It will display not the value of Q, it display Q. The purpose is, since the macro in the VBA are given as a within the double quote. The moment I am going to remove this quote, now this will be considered as a number. Okay, and I have not explained why I have given double. For that, we will get the answer at the end. Okay, let me run the code again. Okay, now 45 mass flow rate. I want to give mass flow rate 45 and specific heat 4.18. Then my inlet temperature is 30. My outlet temperature I want at 65. Okay, it displays 6,583.5. Even though I given all the value as integer, it gives the fraction. Okay, now one task is done. Now the previous video I discussed about how the Excel can be used to plot the graph. Okay, now I have x value. Let me take x value as 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me extend till cell till 10. Now I want to generate y value here. Then I want to plot a graph of x and y. For that, I have another user defined function. I no need to do it manually. The moment user gives these values, okay, it will generate automatically the value for y in the B cell. Okay, and it will plot the graph automatically. For that, let me go to our exercise. Just copy the code, but in the lab you have to do it manually. You have to type it one by one, and you will be given different kind of problem. Okay, and let me go to the Excel again. Go to the insert module, and you have to write the code one by one. Again, I'm creating subroutine. I am giving the name for that simple linear plot, because I'm going to plot a simple line. Then again, I'm declaring dimensions of my variable which I'm going to use it here. The first thing is I'm declaring dimensions of WS. I'm declaring a variable as a worksheet. Okay, so this is called a worksheet. This sheet is called a worksheet. Okay, so even I'm declaring, because I'm going to call that sheet, because in the Excel we have multiple sheets where I'm working on. Okay, so I'm particularly working on this sheet, so I need to name it. I'm working at the sheet number 1, and you can rename it also. Suppose you can rename it as the AGP, and that same thing should be used in the code also. Okay, now I'm working on the sheet 1. To declare I'm working on the sheet 1, so I have to declare as a worksheet in the Excel. Okay, next I am declaring M as a double, you know the double, and C as the double. And what I'm doing here is I want to plot. Okay, it's the simplest thing we study in the school. I hope the 8th standard. What I want to do today is, in the school we have heard about a straight line equation, y equal to mx plus c. It is nothing but it is an equation of straight line. That means I can plot a graph, x axis here, y here, and it is an equation of straight line. Okay, and this is my intercept c, and the slope will be my m. The meaning is, if I know the x value and m value and c value, m is the slope, c is the intercept, and x value, let me take 1, 2, 2, 10. I can substitute values of x here, and I can generate y value as y equal to some values. Okay, how I'm going to do it? How I'm going to automate this entire process in the VBA. That's what I'm doing here. Just go back to the seat here. Again, that's what I'm declaring here. M is the double, that is I'm talking about the slope, and C is the double, and I is the integer, because I want to, once I given the values of x, I have to repeat the entire calculation from 1 to 10. For that, I am declaring another variable I as an integer here. Okay. Now, similar to what we have done, get the slope and intercept from the user. Okay. So I'm input box followed by open a bracket, enter the slope value. I'm asking user to enter the slope value, then C value. I'm asking user to give the values. Then I'm declaring set the worksheet, in which worksheet I want to work. Okay. For that, you have to give set, and I'm assigning value for the WS equal to this workbook where I'm working. So this workbook followed by seats. It is a syntax for the using this seat. Okay. Open a bracket, double quote, and give the name of the seat you want to work. Suppose we are working on the second seat, that is named as a AGP. How to give the AGP? Okay. But the moment you rename that, you have to save the worksheet, then only you can give the name within the cell. Okay. So suppose I'm working on the AGP, I have to give AGP. Okay, I'll show it later. Okay, how we can do the modification also. So now I'm working on the seat 1. Now I want to calculate y equal to mx plus c. Same thing I have explained to you. I want to calculate y equal to mx plus c. Again, I'm writing the mathematical function for that. The x values are given a1 to a10. How I'm telling it is a1 to a10. I'll talk about that in the while explain this code. Okay. Now again, which we discussed in the exercise 2, the for loop. Okay. For I1 to 10, and if you want to increase the step, also you can increase the step, but here no need. Okay, step size is a 1, and again I'm calling this variable ws dot cells I comma 1. The meaning is that whatever values are given, I'm talking about the position of I comma 2. For simple example, for the first one, I value will be 1 and I value will be 1. So 1 comma 2. 1 comma 2 means that I'm talking about always the first value talks about row, second value talks about column. Okay. Now I'm talking about this value. So the row value is the 1 and column number is a 2. It is a column number 1, 2. This is the column row number 1. So I'm talking about this value. I am calculating this cell value. That's what I'm written here. WS. What I'm talking WS means I already given the value seat number 1 in the current worksheet. Cells. So I'm specifically I'm talking about cells. This cell. Cells. And I'm indexing what is the cell number. Okay. I comma 1. So I comma 1 dot value. In that, what is the value? I have to give that value. The syntax, I have to be very careful about that. So I'm taking the value, whatever value I'm calculating value for the cell, that is a 1 comma 2. So 1 is the row position, 2 is the column position, equal to m already obtained from the user as a slope, multiply by, again I want to multiply with this value. So how I can call it as worksheet ws dot followed by cells, cell and index, cells index dot value plus c. That will take this x value, multiply with m plus intercept, and next I, that is the syntax for the for loop. Now the moment I have calculated, x and y value will be generated. Okay. Then the moment I have generated, I want to automate how the plot to be done. Okay. For that, I need to again create another command. Okay. ws means again have to go back. I am calling this entire code. This in this workbook, I am calling a seat called seat 1 and dot shapes. Under shape, we have many things like image, plot, text, like that. We have different functions. So under shapes dot add chart 2. Okay, I'm adding chart 2, comma 240, the size I'm talking about, and I want to plot a scatter with the lines. Okay, and chart, and how to chart dot set source data from dot chart set source data. Using which data I need to plot the graph. The source is equal to WS range. Yeah, it's not forget this command W dot range opening bracket. I want to plot this entire range. This is what I given starting from A1 to B10. So I given B10 command here within the double quote. Now I can run the code. Sorry. Yeah. Now I can run the code. It asks me about what is the m value. I'll give m as 5. And it will ask about what is the intercept. Let me give 9. Okay, the moment I'm going to give OK, the values are generated. You can go back to the Excel and the plot are created here. Okay, thank you for watching the video. Thank you.